Are you willing and completely excited to start with your Yogasana practice? But you are confused that where to start with? Then this video is for you. So let's get started. Now when you're all excited to start your Yogasana practice, but after seeing bunch of videos on YouTube or somewhere else and probably consulting a lot of people and asking what is good for you and what is not, you end up getting confused and ultimately demotivated. So if you don't know how to start your Yogasana practice, after doing warm-ups, of course, ideally you should start your Yogasana practice with warm-ups. Once you are done with your warm-ups, what exactly should you do now? Which asana should you go for? Should you go for forward bends or backward bends? Or should you go for arm balances? That sounds difficult. So don't get confused. I have the answer for you. Every time you initiate your practice, you should always go for warm-ups. These warm-ups should be followed by Surya Namaskar. Why Surya Namaskar? Because Surya Namaskar is a holistic practice. Why is it holistic practice? It is a beautiful blend of three elements. What are these three elements? The first one is a divine element. We start our asanas or the Surya Namaskar cycle with a mantra. Every cycle is initiated with a mantra. This mantra helps you focus within yourself before starting Surya Namaskar, so your mind is not completely wandering around here and there, but you try to focus and be within yourself while practicing Surya Namaskar. The second element of Surya Namaskar is asana practice. That is, it is a combination of various asanas. These asanas in Surya Namaskar cycle will help you building your strength, your endurance and your flexibility during the time period you practice. The last and final element of Surya Namaskar is the beautiful blend of prana, that is pranayam, that is breathing with the asanas. With every asana you breathe out and then you breathe in, then you breathe out, you control your breath, you do kumbhak. So it's such a beautiful blend of breathing as well. Combining all the three elements, Surya Namaskar becomes a holistic practice. Secondly, it is easier than practicing any other things, right? If you start with something easy which you are able to do easily, then that will actually motivate you to go further instead of complicating a lot of things. Alright, so if you haven't started your practice of yogasanas yet, this is a right time, and Surya Namaskar is definitely a right way to start your yoga practice. This is warm-up video part number 2. If you've not seen part 1, the link is mentioned above and in the description box below. Quickly go and check it out and then join us for this video. Okay, so let's go into Marjorie. We will now start with the wrist warm-up. For Surya Namaskar, warming up our wrists is very, very important because it will help us further. How exactly would it be helpful? That we will discuss upon later on. Now make sure that you are spreading your fingers properly and equally distributing your pressure on all the fingers and your palm. Otherwise what will happen, you will have a lot of pressure on your wrist and ultimately you will end up getting sore wrists, or probably you may also have a lot of pain in the wrist later on. Now once you've placed your palms properly, lock your feet behind and come on your knees and slowly lean forward by creating some pressure on your wrists and your palms. Once again, go back to the position. Again, come forward, lean on your palms and get back to the position. You can repeat this for around 5 to 6 times, and if you feel that you need to do it for more number of times, you can also go till 8 to 10 times, but not more than that. Now, moving ahead with the next warm-up, wherein you are supposed to place your wrists inside out the way I've placed over here, and now unlock your feet and go on your toes. Now slowly start creating pressure on your right wrist and on your left wrist by moving on the right side and moving on the left side from the upper body. Now once you're done with that, place your wrists inside out, that is your fingertips facing the knees. Now slowly move your upper body inside out as I'm doing over here. This will give an amazing stretch to the wrists. You can repeat this as many times as possible. Don't overdo. Now slowly, if you're comfortable, you can lift up your knees and go to the plank position for creating some more pressure on the wrists and your palms, giving it a better stretch, only if possible, okay? It's not compulsory. Now from here, bend your right wrist inside out, that is your palm facing the upper body, and then your left wrist inside out, that is your palm facing the upper body. Okay, you can hold this for around 5 to 6 breaths and then relax. Now slowly make a fist and place it on the mat like this, just to relax your palms and your wrists a bit. Now slowly we will start going anti-clockwise first, circular rotations, and then clockwise circular rotations. That's it for the wrist warm-ups. Now we move ahead with the next warm-up, that is Ashtang Pranipadasana warm-up. So for Ashtang Namaskar or Ashtang Pranipadasana, you will have to go for these kind of push-ups. Go to Marjari Asana first and slowly try leaning forward and try to touch your chest down on the floor and get back to the position. Now it's very important, it will be very difficult to get back to the position, so this requires a lot of biceps and triceps strength. So if you find that your chest is not touching down, you probably may fall like this, if you do not have a good amount of core strength. So in that case, you can use these blocks. If you do not have blocks, don't worry, you can use some books, or you can also use cushions on both the sides. Now place your palms exactly behind the blocks. Try going forward. As you go forward, you will exactly fall, your shoulders will fall on the bricks, okay? So this is how you will develop the practice. Again, go down and get back to the position. Most important thing is your chest should go before your palms, okay? The chest shouldn't be in the center of the palms. It should go before your palms, as I'm showing over here. And then from there, you are supposed to go to Bhujangasana. Now, okay, now if you feel that your wrists are completely tired and exhausted, you can just go for some finger movements like this, making a fist and opening the fist. Circular rotation of the wrists, inside out and outside in. Taking your wrists up and down, your palms up and down. And interlocking your fingers and slowly moving them in the infinity shape. Now slowly just relax your wrists completely, and then we go ahead with the next warm-up. Lie down in the prone position, that is on your chest and your abdomen. Now slowly interlock your fingers behind. So before we do that, we will just go ahead with a normal Phoenix pose, wherein you are supposed to place your elbow exactly below your shoulder and try staying over here in this position. If you feel that you are not so comfortable with the backward bend, you can again increase some distance between your feet and stay there comfortably for some time. Now slowly try lifting up your elbows and get up, almost kind of a Sarpasana position, and slowly get down. Now try repeating this position for around 5 to 6 times, or as many times as you are comfortable. From here we will go for Bhujangasana stretches. Now a lot of people make mistake over here. Interlock your fingers slowly. Try lifting up your upper body till the torso. That means you're just supposed to lift up your torso and make sure that you're keeping your feet grounded. So we are going for Bhujangasana stretches. Now try pulsing over there. Try staying over there. From there, we will try to attempt Bhujangasana, slowly using your hands, placing your palms exactly beside your chest. Slowly lift up your upper body and then again place it down. Lift it up and place it down. Lift it up and place it down. When you lift it up, you inhale. When you place it down, you exhale. Alright, so make sure that you're only lifting it up till torso and you're not straightening your hands completely. Now go back to Chatushkonasana and try taking your leg forward to Ekpad Akarshanasana. If you aren't able to take your leg forward or your foot forward between your palms the way I am doing, then you can just try repeating this one by one with one leg and then with the other leg. It's important to keep your knee 90 degrees to the feet. Keep on repeating this movement. Take your right foot forward and take your left foot forward. But if still you feel that you're not comfortably able to take it forward, then place your knees down, go to Marjari Asana and bring the right foot forward. In the similar manner, then bring your left foot forward. From Marjari, you'll be able to easily place your foot forward. If you feel that still you aren't able to do it, you can just take your hand up, your palm up and bring the foot forward. Then go to Padahastasana. Inhale, go up to Upahasta Asana and slowly exhaling out, go to Namaskar-asana. Now, from here, we will go back to Marjari Asana again, Chatushkonasana, and try bringing your foot forward. If you still feel that it is not comfortably coming forward, you don't want to adopt the Marjari thing, then you can just take the help of your hand and push it forward between your palms. Now slowly take your palms on the waist and push your body, upper body down, sliding your hips down as much as you can. Slowly go for this position, that is from low lunge to Ardha Hanumanasana. In the similar manner, we will repeat this on the other side also. Place your palms on your waist and slowly try pushing your hips down as much as you can and slowly go up. Once again, push your hips down and slowly go up. We can repeat this for 5 to 6 times. Each and every warm-up, minimum 5 to 6 times and maximum 8 to 10 times you can repeat. That's it. Okay. Now from Chatushkon, you are supposed to go down to Ashtang Pranipadasana like this. Your chest coming forward before your palms, and you can also place your chin or your forehead down. Now flatten your feet behind and slowly lift your torso up. Only your torso up without taking hand support or your palm support. Or either you can, if you feel that you're not able to go up as much as you can, then you can slightly take some palm support and go up a little bit more. Okay, then again go to Chatushkonasana and get back to Marjari. Again, place your chest, flatten your feet, go to Bhujangasana, again up to Chatushkonasana. Once again, placing your knees down. Now, a lot of people do it this way, place their chest exactly in the center of the palms and then they slide behind and then they go to Sarpasana like this and keeping their shoulder tensed. You are not supposed to do this. Instead, Bhujangasana and Sarpasana is completely different. Don't straighten your hands, only lift up till your torso. Okay, so that's it for Surya Namaskar warm-up part 2. So here we end all the warm-ups of Surya Namaskar, and now we would be heading towards final practice of Surya Namaskar. We would be practicing 2 different types of Surya Namaskar, and both would be Hatha practices. So we are not doing any kind of Ashtanga Surya Namaskar here. Only Hatha Surya Namaskar, the normal Surya Namaskar we do, but 2 different ways of doing it. Alright, and also I would be showing you people that how people go wrong in their Surya Namaskar practice. So stay tuned with us, and till then make sure you practice and incorporate this routine in your lifestyle, making it a daily healthy habit and a daily healthy routine in your lifestyle. I hope it will be helpful to you all, and if you found this video helpful, then why not share it with others? Knowledge always is increased by sharing. Keep on sharing with your friends, family and acquaintances. Help them out as well if this was a help to you. Make sure you like this and also subscribe to our channel. Till then, stay happy, stay healthy. See you. Bye-bye.